Quitting alcohol was probably one of the best things I ever did in my life. It's overhyped. It's something that people gas up for no reason. And looking back at it, I wish I could take that time and hours I spent and put it into something productive. I want to tell you how I quit drinking in 3 steps-ish, and more or less the reason as to why I would advise anyone younger than me to not even bother doing it. So the first step to quitting is you got to pick a big goal, something that's difficult and hard to attain but worthwhile. So for me, it was getting shredded. It was getting lean, ripped, and building the best physique I possibly could. And because I knew that would take extra effort and extra determination and extra time, I was willing to give up certain things for that. You've got to find something that's worthwhile to you. For me, it was my physique. My physique was the most important thing. My health was the most important thing. So I was willing to not just give it up straight away, willing to get into the journey of giving it up. That's a better way of putting it. Next is I want you to think objectively. Objectively means looking at something in third person. Like imagine if some outer planet species came down to Earth and they saw us humans and they saw us pour some liquid in this glass, consume it, forget your memory, have no idea where you are, go to a club full of loud music and people just right next to each other all the time, germs and all that shit flying all around the place, just to come home, eat some shawarma and sleep for the whole of next day with a headache, body pains, don't do any work, fall back on your schedule. Like what is the benefit of that? You just poisoned your internal organs for what? It's a bit of a silly bargain. And once I started to think objectively from it, I realised it's not for me. For a lot of people it probably isn't for you as well. It's just because the society makes it a big thing. It's a huge culture to do it. All those hours could be spent learning, reading, picking up new habits. I wish someone told me this in university, bro. Now, if I knew what I knew now, I would have been get a camera, start a YouTube channel. Imagine me starting 3 years ago. Imagine an extra 3 years or 4 years of work into an online business. How much progress would you make? Next point is you have to learn to say no. Learning to say no was probably one of the biggest things and biggest lessons I've learned. And one of the most easiest ways I learned to say no was actually visualizing the exact scenario in which I would be tempted or asked to comply with whatever habit. So for example, for me, drinking. So I would imagine myself coming home in the evening from uni or something, and my friends would be like, let's go out. I'd imagine exactly the same way they would say it, the place they'd ask me, the place I would be sat, the jokes that they would crack. And in my head, I just replayed that. And you imagine yourself saying no enough times in your head. The time when it actually comes to pass, for me anyway, I was like, oh, I've actually been here before. I've experienced this already. And if you think this is bullshit, I want you to go listen to this. Go and type in a 1,000 or 5, them massive skyscraper climbs. Why is it when you watch some guy climb a skyscraper, you start feeling a little bit on edge, your hands start tingling a little bit, or you start getting a little bit of goosebumps and a bit of fear when he slips a rung on a 2,000 meter tower or something? Because our mind is there. It can't tell the difference. For a split second, it feels like it's there. You're putting yourself in his shoes. So in the same way, if you can visualize that, you can visualize the same thing when someone's trying to tempt you to go out or someone's trying to ask you. You practice saying no, so when the time comes, it will be easier. What's the benefit? What is actually the point of quitting drinking or staying away from it? First is, for me, surroundings. The kind of people that you're surrounded with when you're in a club, they're not really going to be the most productive, in my personal opinion. A lot of it's just shits and giggles. The people that you're there with are there because that alcohol and that surroundings and that fun factor of all going out is the main thing keeping them together. It's not actually the bond between the brothers that are there for me. That's what I've found. When shit gets hard, the guys that you're going clubbing with most likely won't be the ones that are going to have your back. The next thing is, it's just a waste. Time is so precious. It is the most valuable asset you've got, and the younger you are, the more of it you can use to your advantage. If you're spending 12 hours, it will take 12 hours out of your whatever it is minimum just to go out, minimum. You're going to set yourself back by days, weeks and months if you add it up over a course of a year. And at that time you could make so much progress in your own life, which is absolutely unfathomable amounts of progress. When all your friends are going out, all your uni students are going out and your class is doing Freshers Week and all that, you probably think this is gay or whatever, and people start to give you shit for it. But if you stay at home, you pick up a book and you read, or in that first week you sign up to boxing or Muay Thai or wrestling or go start badminton or squash, join a club, you're going to get healthier, fitter, stronger, and at the same time go research an online business or something and start to build. Then imagine by the end of the 4 years, you not only come out with a degree, you come out with your best physique, you come out with your best mindset, your best mentality, while everyone else just has a degree and a pot belly. I really wish someone had told me this before, but they didn't. Everyone just hyped out the alcohol scene and going out and drinking and doing all that, and that was literally the reason why I went to university. I didn't even care about my degree, I just wanted to experience that. And if you're already older and you're watching this, time is more important for you. It's the most important thing you've got, and it's precious. Do you really want to waste it, or should you be utilising it and maximising it to the most? Me getting to bed on time is more important than dancing and raving with random people I don't know in some sweaty club. Like, you're actually better than that, bro. If you're watching this video, you already are. And this is just an idiot telling you his mistakes, that's all. There's so much potential that you've got. When I was growing up, no one told me this shit. Not once in my 22 years did anyone sit down and say, bro, you can do so much more than what you're doing right now. And when someone tells you that, like, what are the things that are going to unlock that potential? And from my experience, it's these little decisions that you make. It's a saving time from doing stupid things. It's getting uncomfortable. That's what's going to grow and unlock your potential. It's those small, tiny decisions that maybe not everyone will agree with. When you say to your boys, oh, I don't want to drink, bro, they're going to give you some stick. They're going to give you some shit. You might be a little bit of an outsider for a bit. I was. When I stopped drinking, I was on my own for time. And it'll be the same process for you as well. But the end result is worthwhile. For a good few years, I didn't meet anyone else that was in the same mindset. Finally, now I've joined the gym and I'm working there as a personal trainer. And alhamdulillah, I'm meeting people, trying to grow, trying to push each other. And off the bat, we're just building connections. Because those people are there, you just need to be in your lane for long enough for them to find you. And it's a good feeling, bro. It's a really good feeling because you're not changing who you are anymore. Like, a lot of the times when you'd go out, you don't even want to go out, you might be tired, but you just go out just because you want to fit in with everyone else. And I did that. And I'd call myself a coward for doing that as well. Because I didn't have the strength to stand up for what I believe in and what I think to be important. If you don't want to go out because you want to go to sleep, then say it. Just because you want to go to sleep on time doesn't mean that it's not a valid reason. Just because you want to sit down and read a book, even if you wanted to sit down and have a cup of tea and go, I don't want to go out, that's your reason. Fair enough, mate. You don't need to justify yourself to every single person. Look, bro, just use your time wisely. You know, I know, you know, I know, you know.
What?
What's right? You know the best decision to make. Just make it. I promise you in a few years, you'll be surprised with the shit that you achieve. But as always, know the message, bro. Keep building, keep progressing. I'll catch you in the next one.